In this video, we'll be talking about two parts of defense: the mark, which is a role you take on when the player you're guarding has the disc, and the force, a tactic used by the mark to play effective defense. We'll start with some terms. The person holding the disc is the thrower, and their defender is the mark. The defender is said to be marking the thrower. The goal of the mark is to make throwing a pass as difficult as possible. Some helpful tips to do this are: face the thrower, be in an athletic stance like a partial squat, and move your arms to block where the thrower might try to throw. The thrower has 10 seconds to throw the disc. This is measured by the mark counting out loud and is called the stall count. Here's what it looks like. As the mark, start counting as soon as the thrower has possession of the disc. If you get to the T in 10 before they let go of the disc, then it's a stall.
10, stop.
Which is a turnover. Some common mistakes that people make when marking are: 1, forgetting to start stalling. Anytime the thrower is holding the disc and a stall hasn't been initiated is extra time that the thrower has to throw.
Stalling 1, 2.
2, counting too fast.
Stalling 1, 2, 3, 4.
You need to have a
5,
full second
6,
between
7,
each stall count.
6, 7, 8.
3, standing too close to the thrower. You need to allow them at least the space of a disc between the two of you. 4, making physical contact with the thrower. This is called a foul. You need to be able to mark without touching the player or the disc in their hand. Now let's talk about the force. This is a defensive strategy where the mark and other defenders work together to guard everyone. In this position, you can see that the mark is trying to make throws difficult, but the thrower can throw to both sides of the field. This makes it hard for the rest of the defensive team to play defense. To make it easier, teams will try to force the thrower to only throw to one side of the field by moving where the mark positions themselves. By moving to this spot, the mark is now taking away part of the field with their body. This allows the defenders on the rest of the players to focus on guarding the area that the thrower is being forced to throw to. To get on the same page about the force, a team might describe it in terms of forcing a certain type of throw or forcing a certain direction, because they're both people who are right-handed and left-handed on the field. It can often be confusing to say force forehand or force backhand. Instead, use directional forces. A common one is home and away. Home is a sideline where your team's belongings are. Away is the opposite sideline. The mark is positioning themselves to force the thrower to throw towards the home sideline. This lets the defender focus on being in the way of that side. Then when the cutter goes to the other side, the mark is stopping the throws to that side. Similarly, when the force is away, the mark and defender work together again to stop throws going to both sides of the field. At the beginning of each point, your team will decide generally which side to force that point. If you're not sure, ask, where's the force? Which way are we forcing? Now you know what to do when the person you're defending gets the disc. 1, start the stall count. 2, position yourself based on which side your team agreed to force. And 3, put pressure on the thrower with an athletic and responsive mark.